Hello YouTubers, this is Whale Hater. We're doing another packet tracer today. This is packet tracer 6412 for the CCNA course number 2. This is the skills integration challenge at the very end of the chapter 6. And we're going to be doing a bunch of different default routes, VLAN routes, inter-VLAN routes. So it'll be a well-rounded integration challenge. Challenge is the word for it. So let's do our first thing here. We're going to configure some inter-VLAN routing on R1 based on the addressing table. So let's get into R1. Alright. So inter-VLANs, we're going to be using the same interface but changing that dot matrix there. Okay, so let's hop over to that G0/0 and then give it the .10. Then we're going to give it the encapsulation command with the .1Q and then assign it the VLAN of 10. Next, we're going to give it an IP address of 172.31.10.1, subnet mask 255, and then a 0. Enter. Should get 2 points. Yay. Oh, now we got 5. Ooh, aren't we special? Hit up arrow 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to change to the next interface, to the .20. Do it again. 1, 2, 3. Change the encapsulation to 20. Enter. 1, 2, 3. We're just reusing these commands and making it really easy. Change that to a 20. Okay, let's do for 30. Now for 88. And lastly for 99. Now this one's going to be a little different, so pay attention. Because that's our native VLAN, we need to give it the native command right here. So native, enter. 1, 2, 3, and then give it the IP address, do it. Okay, cool. Now we're going to bring our interface up, so let's exit out. We're going to go to interface G/0, enter, and then give it the no shutdown command. And that's going to bring up all those interfaces at one time. Alright. What else do we need to do on R1? Right down here it says configure a directly attached default route. Now we remember default routes go out of the network to on a default way somewhere off to the cloud in this instance. So to do that, we're going to give it the IP routes command, and then give it the, if we have no clue what the IP address is, we're just going to give it, and it doesn't have to match anything of this subnet mask. We're going to say exit out of this interface right here, right there. So that interface is 0 or is S000. Enter. We got a bunch of points for that one. Good job, guys. Alright, so that we're done with R1 now for pretty much everything. Next on this list down, let's do configure the trunking on S1. Okay, so what would be a trunk line for here? Trunk lines share VLAN data, and in this case we're doing data or a VLAN on a router on a stick for this trunk. So we're going to configure this G01 interface. So let's get into that. Configuration terminal, interface G01. Okay, so now we're on G01. Switch port, mode, trunk, enter. Just that easy. But now we also have to give it the native LAN. We have to configure that too. So we say switch port, trunk, let's see, I can't remember, native? Yeah, native, VLAN, and then tell it the VLAN which one is native. And we can see that right here, 99. Native VLAN 99. Enter. So now that should be good. Okay. What's next here? Configure 4 directly attached static routes on HQ to each VLANs 10, 20, 30, and 88. Okay, so let's open HQ. Command line. Enter. Alright, so from the configuration terminal, we have to get not to the VLAN PCs. We're not going for these addresses. Don't get confused there. We're going to the network. So that's what IP routes do, is they give you a default route to the network, not to the device. So don't get confused with that. So just because it says PCA, VLAN, and all that happy garbage, the network is actually looking at from the subnet mask here. It's the 172.31.10. So we'll say that IP route is 172.31.10.0 is the network, and 255.0. So what exit interface should we say it needs to go out of? Well, if it's going towards this direction, the exit interface would be right there. That S000 for the HQ. So let's give it that address. Enter. We should get some points for that. Yay. We did. So now let's just hit the up arrow, and that's going to save that, reloads that last command, and we're just going to change this to a 20 because it's the same everything else. Enter. Do it again. Change it to a 30. And lastly, we'll do it to the 88. Enter. So all of those are done. What's next? What else does it want us to do? Okay. Configure directly attached static routes on HQ to reach the outside host. What's the outside host? Right over here. Okay. What we can do is say IP routes. Whoa, no. IP route to get to this PC. Focus. 200 dot. Okay, that's a dot 27. So just pull up a notepad here quick. New. The heck is notepad? Ah, there it is. Okay, 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. Okay, so that's binary. Am I missing something here? Nope, I got them all. Okay, so binary. The dot 27 is saying here, if you imagine that over on this side is all those 255s. When it says dot 27, if it was a dot 24 or a slash 24 rather, that would end right there, and that there would be all zeros there, and that would be a 255, 255, 255, 0. But it's a slash 27, so that is 1, 2, 3. So that would be 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay, so we're at 27. Now the last portion of that host address is 30. So that would mean that all of these would be zeros. So in that case, to get to that network, it would be 255, 255, 255, 0, because the rest of this is host portion, and all of these would be ones if we were to say, if we're going to look at the binary. If you have questions about that, just send me a comment, and I'll try to get you some answers on that. Okay. So that means we're going to do 0, 255, 255, 255. Now, the subnet mask would be 224. And if you have questions about that, again, just message me. But you should learn that. You should have learned about that in CCNA course number 1. So the exit interface is going to be, what is it telling us on down here? Be 010. S010. Enter. Do it again, and it says do it the next one with the exit interface of 011 and give it an administrative distance of 10. Enter. Okay, what else? I think that's it. Hey, we did everything. Yay. Okay, so now it says verify connectivity to make sure all PCs can ping the outside host. Well, that shouldn't be too hard. Ping